Hi and welcome to this video about unit margins for restaurants. Let's first get a definition of what is a unit margin. A unit margin helps you to determine what income is remaining after deducting most direct expenses from a single product, such as food, beverage, packaging, and staff. For instance, that can be the meat, vegetables, the takeaway bag, the person who helped to produce or to sell the product. It provides a profit-focused perspective rather than a cost-focused perspective. In that way, this is complementary to the cost of sales of a product. Let's now have a look to the use case for unit margins. It can be a tool to facilitate the negotiations with your suppliers. For instance, when you check the recipes and found that some ingredients are too expensive, thus they reduce your unit margin for a product or more, you can negotiate those particular products to get a price going down, so you save on the cost and make a bigger unit margin. You can get your unit margin by having rigorous technical datasheets and with an effective pricing strategy. If you know all the unit margins of the items of your menu, you can compare them with each other within the same category, and by doing so, work on their different costs and also on their price. That way, you can adapt and increase your profitability. As I said, to improve your margins, you can work on several points. You can start by increasing your prices, which is sometimes a good idea, but sometimes it is not. It's better to do it when it's absolutely necessary. You can negotiate with your supplier to get the price of your ingredients and of your other costs down, like for the packaging, but also for the staff. You can also adapt the quality of your products. All of that depends on your commercial strategy regarding your customers. You can adjust your recipes, changing some ingredients, changing some balance between them. And you can also optimize the portion size. That means going smaller or sometimes bigger if you accompany it with a price increase. Let's have a look at how you break down income to get the unit margin. So on the screen, you can see what income looks like. Once you deduct the food cost, for instance 27%, but also the wastage and the packaging, 5% each, you get a unit margin of 63%. When you want to calculate your unit margin, you can choose what direct expense to put in it or not. It's better always to put everything you can inside it, but that also means that you have to be precise. Most of the time, using the recipe, you can have your food and beverage cost. That is quite easy. You can also have the packaging cost, which is sometimes a bit harder because you can have, for example, one takeaway bag for two different main courses. Wastage, you can always put a small percentage of wastage because some of it is unavoidable. This is also a great way to save on cost, is to reduce wastage as much as possible. When it comes to staff, it gets more and more difficult to assess what part of the staff goes into only one product. So this is why I usually do not include it. Now, how to calculate the unit margin. Let's start with a price including tax of $12.50. If you are based in the US or in Canada and you do not use price including tax, you can directly skip to price excluding taxes. So let's take a sales tax of 20%. So if a restaurant sells a burger for $12.50 including tax, you have to divide $12.50 by 1.2 and you get $10.42, which equals to the price excluding taxes. The F&B cost for this burger is $2.56. $10.42 minus $2.56 equals $7.80. So the unit margin of the burger is $7.86. Now, if we want to calculate the percentage of the F&B cost, this is $2.56 divided by $10.42, and that equals approximately 24.5%. So the percentage of food and beverage cost on this particular burger is approximately 24.5%. Before going any further, if you like this video, please subscribe, share and like. That helps the channel to develop and to produce more content like this. In order to improve your margins, you have to know exactly what they are and how to calculate them. the definition is the profit remaining after deducting certain direct expenses from the revenue. The formula is revenue excluding tax minus the F&B cost equals unit margin. In this video, I use only F&B costs as a direct expense, but you can use more. You also have the packaging, you have the non-F&B products such as chemicals, napkins, etc. You have the direct labor, but also equipment and materials. If you want to optimize your margins, there are two main ways. The first is to have rigorous technical data sheets or recipe sheets. Those help you assess all the costs of your products and to work on them line by line. The second one is to have an effective pricing strategy. If your products are priced perfectly to match your customers' demand, then you can improve your margins a lot. Some key ways to improve your unit margins is to reduce waste as much as possible, to negotiate your costs with your suppliers, manage perfectly your portions using standardization, and also inventory management. If you want to go further, I will leave a link in the description to a short that I made about prime cost. Prime cost is basically calculating the cost of your product with every single direct expenses included. If you want to learn more about how to run a successful and profitable restaurant, you can read the Tiny Guide to Restaurant Management. Available on Amazon, this series provides you with a ton of methods to implement in your restaurant operation that will lead you to the path of profitability. It uses theories, examples, exercises, provides you with KPIs, all explained in an easy to understand way. Thanks for watching this video, I hope you liked it. Do not forget to like and subscribe, and I see you soon on Easy Resto.